Welcome to yet another video on Venturnova's Black Swan. This one covers the Blitz phase. It's spring 1941 and Barbarossa seems to have gone terribly wrong. The Russians have bought the Blitz disc, which allows them to perform the Blitz phase in the first place. And the Blitz phase is basically another land movement phase, including strategic movement, although it has to be kept in mind that strategic movement is only allowed as long as you stay within the front that the Blitz disc has been purchased for. So in this particular case for the Russians, it means that they have to stay within the Eastern Front, but that's not really a problem at this stage of the war. Now, the units I've marked with a red cone, with a red pawn, have been moved strategically, and I've mostly moved them from here, from the areas marked with a red cube. Not entirely, but mostly. Why is that? Well, all these German and Romanian and Hungarian units are going to be out of supply at the beginning of the Axis supply phase, which means that they cannot perform any actions whatsoever. So supply would have to be restored by these units here. Of course, the Germans will have a purchase phase prior to their turn, or at least prior to their moves and combats and everything. But these units can't move whatsoever by that time, so that is why I can leave these units vacant, because they won't be able to move in anyway. So I've moved those units basically to the well, from the Russian point of view, the western part of the Eastern Front, and of course the Germans will be able to buy new units and possibly even get them back up to full strength, but the Russians have made sure that all along the front line, well, maybe not here, so they could try something here potentially, but their problem is going to be that these units here are very strong. I've also made sure well, not here and here, obviously, but in these two places where supply could potentially be restored, I've made sure that there are 4 different unit types, which is important for retreats and everything, which I will explain in a different video, but it basically, well, there are some exceptions, obviously, the most important one being if the opposing side is completely destroyed, you automatically take control, but neither side can, well, it's not possible to share a land area, which means that one of them will have to retreat, and very often it boils down to the side that has more units available. That one will be allowed, more different types of units, I should say, will be allowed to stay. So even if one side has 4 infantry units and the other side has 1 infantry unit and 1 artillery unit, for example, still the side with 4 infantry units would have to vacate the area. So that is why it's handy to use combined arms. Well, I've used up all 7 possible strategic moves for the Russians, and as you can see, the Germans are going to have a very tough time on their turn. So as you can see, I haven't actually initiated another combat, which I also would have been allowed to do. Instead, I've chosen to encircle, well, I guess it's roughly half of the German army. So it's probably going to be game over right after this one, and the Germans will definitely have to attempt another Barbarossa in a different game and play slightly more conservatively, I suppose, or at least to make sure their supply lines are well guarded. But anyway, so this is moves and strategic moves in the Blitz phase. More combats would have been allowed too, including special combats, special operations, but the Russians chose not to use them. The British did not purchase a disc, a Blitz disc for their side, so they weren't allowed for their front, I should probably say. So that is why they were not allowed to use any Blitz moves or attacks or whatever from their side. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope this video explains to you how the Blitz phase works. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.